Come with me for today's job painting the calipers on my Civic Type R. Crack the wheels loose and then jack it up. This was my first time jacking up the car, so I was a bit nervous but went fine. I then undid all of the wheels, and I like to put the wheels underneath the sill just for a bit more safety. I'm just so paranoid about a jack stand failing on me. You can see here. Then do the same on the other side. The key to a good job painting your calipers is all in the prep. So I've got this wire wheel attachment for a drill. I just like to go over the calipers completely with this, make sure they're nice and shiny, completely clean, get all of that brake dust and residue that's built up over the years off. Trust me, the result will be infinitely better. If you want to make it even easier, I'd recommend actually just taking the caliper off. Not completely, don't disconnect the brake line. This was actually a nightmare to do, could not get the bolts off. But when I finally did, there's 2 bolts, one at the bottom, one at the top. Take those off and you should be able to actually get the main part off and give that a nice clean. I went and grabbed a jack stand just to rest the caliper on, because you really shouldn't just leave it hanging there with just putting all the tension on the brake line. So it's best to just pop it up. It should come off fairly easily. You may need to pry it with a flat head, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Then just rest it on the jack stand, and then I just got to drilling. I did think this was a bit too much effort. I didn't even bother doing this on the other side, but if you want to do a really thorough job, unlike me, you can do it this way. Make sure you have both hands on the drill, not like I'm doing, because I actually slipped and really hurt myself. So don't be stupid, like me, be sensible. Hold it with 2 hands like this. Once you're happy with your cleanup job, you can just start painting. Some people do choose to do it with spray paint, but I've always done it with paint like this. I just find I have more control over it and I really like the outcome. Do it however you prefer, and after about 3 or 4 coats, make sure you give it proper time to dry in between, at least 15-30 minutes. Then you can just pop the wheels back on. Do be quite careful when you put the wheels back on, not to scratch the caliper at all with the fresh paint. It should be mostly dry by the time you're putting the wheels back on, but you still just want to be careful. Then once you've done that, you can jack up the car a little bit to take out the jack stands, and then you can just lower it down. Still nerve-wracking doing this on a car I've never jacked up before. This is in 2 times speed. I was so nervous to get it down. I put it down so slowly. I had literally no reason to worry. It's so solid underneath. Nothing would have gone wrong, just being paranoid. Then when the wheels are on the ground, you can just torque them back up to spec. They should be in your vehicle handbook, or just Google it, but make sure you've got torque wrench on the right setting so you know your wheels are the right level of tightly on. Also, do tighten them in the star pattern. If you've got 5 bolts, quite easy to figure out. If you don't have a torque wrench, usually a breaker bar with most of your force should do, but ideally do torque it to spec. And here's the final result. I was so happy with it. I think the red matches the badges perfectly. It's got red interior too, just spot on.